Our next item here from Marigold is one that you are going to be able to bring in a set of 2. You just simply decide what color would you like. Do you want the red yellow option that you see here, or would you like it in the purple blue? Now, as you're looking at this, it is a flower, but you might be saying to yourself, okay, is it just a statue? No, not at all. It might be a little bit hard to see, but right there in the center, there's actually a little hole, and that hole is funneling into what I would describe as like a little straw for plants. This is like a plant straw, if you will. This is going to actually fill up with water. And what that means is when you put this into the ground, into your planter, wherever it's going to be, this is going to become self-watering, and it's going to allow water to trickle into your plants so that you don't have to water, that you don't have to worry about it. You get 2 of these on a clearance price of $21.99. I bought a set of plastic ones of this that were much smaller. They didn't hold nearly as much water. They were just clear little bulbs. They got moldy and gross. These are far more beautiful, but the functionality is fantastic. The ones that I had to tip underneath, like hold upside down in the sink. This you can fill up from the top. To help walk us through it though, we're gonna bring in Jennifer Baker with us, who a fellow Westchester University alum. I learned the last time that we worked together. Her and I both went to WCU.
Right.
So nice to see you, Jennifer.
Right. Class of 2006. Woo-hoo.
Go Rams. All right,
Rams.
Jennifer, let's start off with who is Marigold, and then what is this and how would we use it?
So Marigold is QVC's private brand filled with things that are colorful, playful, and whimsical. Our goal is to put a little joy back into nature. And so we wanted to give you a super beautiful but yet incredibly functional way to water your potted plants. So what we've done is we've taken a 5.5-inch diameter metal flower and we've attached it to a 15-inch long metal, as you use the word, straw or a tube. And the way that this works is that you take your metal stake and you gently tuck it into the soil of your potted plant, and then you fill up the top here with water. And then what will happen, as you so perfectly described, water will go through the hole in the top and travel down the metal tube and go into the soil of your potted plant, and it will water your plant at the root. And the rate at which the water goes down the tube all depends on how dry the soil is in your plant. So the drier it is, the faster the water will go through. If it's pretty moist, like mine is right now, the water will just sit up there and it'll draw through when the plant needs it.
That's pretty cool. So I would imagine we can use this indoor and outdoor, right? It doesn't matter if it's inside or outside?
Yes, you absolutely can. Right. You can absolutely use these outside. If you're going to do that, then Mother Nature will fill up the flower for you when it rains. And you can use them as like home decor in the meantime, or just like a regular garden stake to add color to your garden. Or you could come by with the hose and fill it up. It's totally up to you.
You know, this is such a great idea. I am actually watching and watering the plants for my neighbor right now who is away.
Oh, yeah?
And so I go over there once a week to go in and water. Now, they're gone for weeks at a time. But what I'm thinking is like a little weekend trip. You don't have to worry about your small plants. That would be really great. This one here that you see, this is the purple blue option. I want you to keep in mind that you get 2 of them, but just look at that texture that's in the inside. You're going to actually feel that. So when you get this at home and you put your finger across it, that is going to be not painted in while you've got that beautiful ombre painting there. There is going to be texture to this that you're going to feel. Now the hole is right in the center here, and that's what's going to take the water that's going to either collect on the top or that you're going to pour in there and go ahead and disperse it down through that little metal straw that is going to go right to the root of your plant. We do have a second color that's available, and that second color is our most popular in the show. That is the red yellow option. And so the red yellow option, that one is really quite stunning. It does have, let me bring it up here so you can see. It's got that yellow in the center with the red all along the edge of that. I like the 2 of them together though, Jennifer. Like I would pick up more than one set, one of each, and mix them all together.
Oh yeah, 100%. You've got like the nice warm color palette with the red, orange, and then you have the cool color palette with the blue, purple. So depending on what color family you enjoy, you can sort of mix and match. But you totally hit the nail on the head. If you're going to go away for a week or a couple of days or the weekend, and you don't want your houseplants to dry out, and you don't want to pay someone to come over and water them for you, Use these. Put these in your plant. On QVC.com, we have a picture of somebody who put one in her aloe plant, and aloe doesn't need a ton of water. So when that person has to water their flower or their plant, all they have to do is just pour some water here in the top, and then it'll come down the tube and go right into the soil as needed. And in the meantime, they look absolutely adorable.
Well, the color pop is so nice. Like the one that you have there, which is a plant that wouldn't have flowers to it, right? Like that's just something that's
Right.
viney. There's no flowers that are
Right.
going to bloom. This is a really
Yep.
great way to be able to add a little bit of that color that you would otherwise get with a flower into something that wouldn't have it, but also is a way that you don't have to worry about watering it every single day. And in fact,
Right.
this is going to give the water when it needs it. So can you explain that again? How does it know? I know it's not like like me in the tech world. I'm like, how does it know?
How does it know?
Yeah, how does it know when to water?
Yeah, it's essentially a mixture of like gravity and sort of like osmosis. So when the water is up here and your soil is moist, it's like a sponge. When a sponge is full of water, it's not going to absorb more water because it's already filled with water. But as it dries out, it will absorb more water. So think of the soil in your plant as like a sponge. And as the sponge dries out, more water will be absorbed and come through the tube and go into the soil to water it and keep it moist. If it's already moist, it's not going to take in more water because it doesn't need it.
That makes perfect sense. You know,
Yeah,
Jennifer used to actually be a teacher, and I just feel
true.
I'm literally just sitting here listening to you, like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Back to your teaching days again.
True.
Did you ever teach math at all? Was that ever any of the subjects that you taught?
I was qualified to, but I never
Oh.
did. I taught science. I had middle school science.
Got it. Well, we're gonna do some math right now. We already had the
Oh, okay.
science lesson. Here's the math. It's $21.99. It should be 37. So let's deduct, right? 37 to 21.99. We save $15 there today by bringing it home. Then let's divide that up by 3. $7.33 on an easy payment. It's just $7.33 a month in order to bring this home. Jennifer Baker, so good to see you.
You too.
Nice to have you here in the show with us tonight. We so appreciate it. Let me give you a little reminder of something that we